Good evening, everybody. My name is Dotie Joseph. Thank you for hanging out with us because I know I'm like the last thing between you and just going home, right? Is that about it? Okay.
Yes.
So I'll try to keep it nice and tight. My name is Dotie Joseph, and I'm a candidate for Florida House District 108. I grew up in this district that I'm seeking to serve. From Lakeview, Charles Drew, Miami, New Orleans, design and architecture, all literally throughout the district. This is my home turf. I studied hard, went to public school. Yeah. Lakeview Elementary, Charles Drew, yes sir. Yep, so I'm literally all around the district. This is my home turf. So I studied hard, went to public schools all throughout, went to Yale undergrad and was blessed to graduate from there. While I was there, I interned with Congressman Peter Dotie in Washington, D.C., first in his district office, and they liked me so much they invited me to come out to Washington, D.C., and I served as his legislative correspondent. Once I graduated college, I worked with former President Jimmy Carter in Atlanta doing democracy development work in Latin America, the Caribbean, and West Africa. Yep. Back when we had leaders that cared about stuff like that.
Yeah.
No comment about the current occupant in the White House right now. And then I did a program in The Hague in Mediation and Conflict Resolution. And then I decided, you know what, I don't like discrimination. And some people like to sit around and complain, and other people do. I'm one of those people that do. So I went to Georgetown Law, and I became a civil rights attorney. I litigated class actions all around the United States. Some of them went up to the Supreme Court, and I made some very good law. Co-counseled some cases with the NAACP, and then I decided I wanted to come back home to serve. Because a lot of us leave and we don't come back, but I came back. I became the first black attorney ever to work at the City of North Miami Beach, assistant city attorney, deputy city attorney, and interim city attorney. Then I went on to become the first black woman ever to be first vice chair of the entire Miami-Dade Democratic Party, which is how I know many of you. Long story short, there's a lot of foolishness going on in Tallahassee and DC these days, and we need somebody fighting for us. People ask, okay, well, why are you running for office? It's simple. In my capacity as deputy city attorney, my role was to do all the legal research and advise the commission on how to vote. And I would even do the extra step of researching the impact on the community and letting them know about that, right? But at the end of the day, whether it was a good decision for the community, bad decision for the community, corrupt, not corrupt, it was their decision to make. Similarly, in my capacity as past president of the Haitian Lawyers Association, working with the NAACP, or any of the other organizations that I partner with, we would ask our legislators to do the right things for the communities they're supposed to represent. And more often than not, they would fail us. And I just got to the point where I was tired of begging people to do the right thing. I just rather have a seat at the table to do it myself. So that's why I'm running. I am running against an incumbent who is the only Democrat that voted with the Republicans on that crazy education bill that basically siphoned the money from the public education system and redirected to charter schools. And don't get me wrong, I have no problem with people choosing where to send their kids, charter, public, private, whatever, it's your choice. But I take issue with not fully funding public education at that expense, because at the end of the day, what's important is that we educate our children. And I do not like double standards. So if you have these entities starting at the starting line of a race, and you shackle one public education system with all these requirements that don't apply to the others, that should apply to the others, like teacher certification requirements and the like, I take issue with that. I think it needs to be an even playing field, and stuff that doesn't help, like this high-stakes testing regime that we have, that needs to go. So I'm for fully funding public education, making sure our teachers and students are supported with the resources that they need, because the decisions they're making in Tallahassee are going to be impacting our communities for generations to come, and it's not okay. So I ask your support. My name is Dotie Joseph. My punch number is 98 on the ballot. For people who don't know what includes District 108, that's Miami Shores, El Portal, Biscayne Park, the west side of North Miami, parts of the city of Miami, that includes Liberty City, Little Haiti, Design District, Morningside, like all that area is in it. So that's my district. Any questions?
Thank you.